Welcome back to the reality, guys. I'm your host, Billy Blinks, joined as always by my co host, Brian
It's fine, everybody.
and Brett.
I miss Dee.
As you can see here in the title, we're here to talk the Big D. This was episode 8 of the initial season. This is the Big Instigator. We saw some departures in this episode. We obviously had the cliffhanger from last week. We knew that we still needed to have a male elimination. We knew we had Dee already eliminated at the end. And kind of what we all thought, Blair did go home. Wouldn't really make any sense to keep him around. And as we kind of see in the conversations going in this episode, I think it is now really starting to become like, if we get rid of you, your partner's going. We're not leaving a lot of singles dangling, which makes sense getting towards the end. What did you guys think of that departure before we kind of talk about the end elimination and then maybe where the remaining couples stand?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I think Blair needed to go. Once Dee was eliminated last week, it makes too much sense. And I kind of like how they switched it up. Like it's going to be double elimination. So essentially a couple's going home each time. And I think that's nice. Like we're not going to be seeing some like Joe in this episode, like just reaching for anything to grab on to stay afloat. I'm okay with how the eliminations are going to go.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Wait, Dee got eliminated, then Blair, like literally right after her,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So okay, yeah. So I don't know what Blair's deal was, but he same kind of stuff with the core. He just kind of needs to work on himself because like he's got girls trying to like date him, talk to him, and then he just puts up a wall and like he's literally got the hottest chick, Dee, wanting to date him, and he's just like, nah, we're friends, or I don't know what I'm doing. So yeah, Blair needed to go.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I definitely think the position he put himself in, being for friends with Takur too, as well, didn't make it very easy for himself. So apparently they all live near each other, the three of them. So it'd be interesting to see if they do any kind of reunion, or at least they update us on like social media. We can talk to any of the cast members to see kind of how that relationships and those friendships maybe shook out. Um, I was ready again and was hoping I wasn't going to have to, so I'm kind of relieved. I thought we were going to have another week where I was going to talk about Takur throwing a fit, which he did, getting mad, and us being like, why is this guy still around? We did finally get to the end of our road, guys. He had a poem ready, which was really nice for all of us to see, but him and Joe butting heads again when Takur feels, I guess you would basically say, disrespected or not paid attention to, and kind of throws that kind of jealousy fit after at the dinner. And really that was the beginning of the end for Takur, and obviously because like Brian said, going out like couples for Joe. Brian, what did you feel of the ultimate conclusion here for him? Do you feel like it was a good experience, or do you feel like maybe he would have been better off not coming?
It definitely would have been better if he didn't come because I don't think he did anything. I can't think of a positive thing that happened to him. He needs to stop drinking. Like they didn't really show him drinking, but he was definitely buzzed or at least drunk to be that mad at Joe for talking to Ben during the dinner preparation. It
That's what
doesn't
I was
make
wondering.
sense. It doesn't make sense to get that angry about something like that.
Yeah, that whole blow up, I couldn't tell. Like, was he drinking during the dinner? Because
100%.
I
Yeah,
thought
he had to be.
alcohol was why he was blowing up every time.
Right.
So if he was sober during the dinner, he just got even more issues than I thought. And yeah, someone was saying that basically once he gets headed down that road, no one can stop him. He's like the
That was
Incredible
Dean.
Hulk.
Dean
Yeah,
said
the
that.
dude's the
Yeah.
you
He
won't
really
like him,
is. He really is.
but he's like a poet when he's sober and
Yeah, he's
whipping
Bruce.
out
That's when he's
poems,
Bruce.
Yeah.
sweet nothing.
Couple drinks in, and then that's he's letting his insecurities and the inner thoughts just come
Yep.
out. And then he rages and he feels hurt, and then he gets scared, and then that's where it led to. So look, I hope things have worked out. And like I said, maybe we'll get a chance to kind of talk to some of them in the future. And that would be awesome to kind of get a positive update. Like I would really, really genuinely like to hear that. Another one that we were not getting positive updates really on. Well, if you asked half of them,
Yeah.
half the of this couple, they were getting positive updates, but we'll call this one the dueling confessionals of Casey and Ben. Uh, Ben took some ricochet shots from Takur this week, but then also is taking some shots from his newly matched couple partner. She doesn't think it's going anywhere. All the interactions she seems to take a negative from, that he seems to take a positive from. So, guys, really, just like, what's your vibe and take on this situation?
I mean, based off the votes tonight, I feel like they could be either next week or the following week gone because it was close. Like Thakur almost skated by again. It was just nuts to me. But yeah, I think they're on the hot seat. Like I don't know. It's looking like a friendship thing on her end. And when he'll find that out, maybe it's next week.
I mean, I thought going up until this episode and all the way through their tantric yoga thing that they were both like super into each other. And then I think she just kind of like pulled out of nowhere that she was feeling friend vibes or something because he wasn't alpha enough and making a move. Right. And he was owning up to like, yeah, I don't, I'm a Mormon. It's hard for me to make moves. But then they had the butterfly kiss. And then at that point, I don't think she had another like negative confession. It almost seemed like she flipped the switch back. Like she was on, then she was off. Now she's back on again. And so we'll see what happens. But everybody's flip flopping too much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it would be interesting to see there. I mean, all the other couples, like you said, I think that Blair and Amber. I mean, Amber and Dean had a pretty good, solid week of like they're kind of drifting back together. Like you said, I want to see if like how the show lands. Right, we've never seen the end of this show, and it's kind of been the same now. Takur being gone now. Is it going to kind of just like ease in the last 2 weeks? Do we have any big twists here? Does the gameplay come back into it with the money and everything? Will they kind of throw that back in their face next week? I think maybe the money needs to be flashed in their face a little bit to maybe give us a little bit of juice here at the end of the season. But overall,
it was a slight twist. They coupled up. They weren't technically coupled up until the end of this episode, right? So now they have to vote as a couple versus guys against the girls.
Yeah, and I'm just hoping that they know now that they're tied with their partners, though. I think now it's going to be there's going to be maybe a little bit more element of the gameplay coming up. I would think, but I don't know. They may end it, 2 weeks from now with these remaining couples all still there, right?
That's true.
That's what I want to see. How are they going to end the show? How many people are there at the end to vie for the win? So, questions obviously we won't have answers to being in the first season, but just something I want to look out for and have the audience kind of keep in mind as we roll.
Joe's head was in the game. Joe was trying to find a guy to hook up with so she could stay. So props to her.
No, perspective for sure.
Well, Casey was making fun of her too. He's like, "Oh, you can't just chase every guy in the villa."
Why not?
I mean, yeah, why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Bet. All right, bet. Let's see. Let him cook. Make sure you're checking out everything else we have going on. We are covering both halves of Hump Day Wednesday. So the review probably right before this will be the Temptation Island or right after the Temptation Island review. We're covering every episode of Love Island, USA and UK on TikTok. We're doing reviews of The Bachelor, The Ultimate Fighter, 90 Day Fiance, The Other Way. Next week, we'll have the premiere of Jersey Shore. We'll be back with Big Brother and The Challenge later in the summer. What else am I for? Real Housewives of New York. And am I forgetting anything?
Claim to Fame.
Claim to Fame.
I do a little Love and Hip Hop on TikTok.
And we have that new show.
We have some other shows that we're gonna watch and drop something out for you.
Fake Love on Netflix.
Yeah, deep fake love.
Fake Love on Netflix, and also they just announced The Ultimatum coming back in August. So everything Netflix as well. So things get announced, we'll cover them. All Bravo things. I'll have Below Deck coverage coming in the next day or two on TikTok for Below Deck Down Under, and then depending on the popularity, maybe I'll get some reviews out there quickly on YouTube as well each week, even if it's just me. I'm not sure if Brian, whoever is going to be watching it.
I'm gonna watch it.
Cool. That's it. You hear me, dude? Like this is like the sign that it's ready to go, right? Like how I started. Make sure you subscribe there on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter as well. But until next time, for myself, Brian, and Brett, thank you. Peace.